Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today's video is going to be another episode of Box Review Sunday. Today we're going to take a look at the AMT 4430 cab tractor, John Deere tractor. I know this is a little bit out of the ordinary for me. This thing's actually been sitting on the shelf for a good while. I had to go back in the stash to dig this one out. I built this when I was a kid many years ago. And a few years ago, I ran up on another one, and I said, well, you know how it is when you build something when you're a kid. You want to go back and build it now so you can actually do justice to it. So I have no idea when this will pop up. This is going to be one of these weekend things where it's just like, hey, I think I'm going to pull this out and start on it. So anyway, we're going to take a look at it. It's not a whole lot to this kit. Being John Deere, majority of it's going to be green. A little bit of yellow, and then a little bit on the interior and so forth, a little bit of engine detail, but basically everything's going to be green or yellow. So very few decals. So anyway, it's going to be a quick review. Like I said, not much to it. Just thought it'd be something a little bit different than a car or race car they've been doing here recently. So anyway, we're going to turn the camera around and we're going to take a look at it. Let's get building. Okay everybody, so again, welcome back to the channel, and we're going to do a quick box review of this John Deere 4430. Like I said, it is a cab tractor, as you can see. It's AMT skill level 2 for ages 10 and up. Like I said, not much to this kit. These tractors like this, I actually have a backhoe where I built as well, the John Deere backhoe. I've got that kit actually to do again. I'll probably do a box review of it down the road sometime. Like I said, this one and the backhoe I've been sitting on for some time. Like I said, I built this again as when I was a kid, and of course, like I said, when you're 7-8 years old and you build something, like I said, you just throw the paint to it and glue bomb it and everything else. So like I said, I run up on this a few years ago, and I thought, well, I'm going to go ahead and get one and try to do some justice on it one day. So this has been reissued multiple times. This one right here was actually put out in '99. Like I said, from the Erdl company, which is of course AMT back in and all. So anyway, it's got fully detailed John Deere 404 engine. Steerable rotating wheels, fully detailed cab. There's a whole lot you can probably do to these kits now to enhance them a whole lot more than what they were. Like I said, there's so much stuff on the market now, you can probably do a little bit more justice than what's in the kit. But anyway, on this side of the box, of course, we got adjustable rear wheels. They can slide on the rear axle. Detailed engine compartment, as you can see, and of course detailed 3D 3-point hitch, sorry, not 3D, 3-point hitch, and opening cab door. Like I said, the box art doesn't show the glass in the cab, but there is glass for the cab. We'll look at it in just a little bit. Decals, we'll take a look at them here in just a second on the decal sheet, but decal basically is just the one that goes around the hood portion, and then there's the triangle shaped hazard for when you're out on the road and all. But anyway, we're going to take a quick look at this thing. Set the box to the side. I had a couple of parts that were loose. So I'll just set them right here and we'll go over them. You know how these older kits can be, especially some of the AMTs and all, some of the stuff starts falling off. But anyway, here's the basic cab. Like I said, the glass fits from the outside on it. Of course, the door will go right here. Of course, the glass, like I said, get glass. Got a top piece that goes on here. Like I said, that's just the basic hull of the cab. Here's the interior hub. Of course, you'll have the seat and all go in here. Not much to this right here, just a basic floor. Like the vinyl areas marked off and all, graphed and all. So anyway, this right here would be all vinyl and some carpeting, a little bit of carpeting in here. Our next door neighbor used to have some of these cab tractors, so I had to clean them up on a couple occasions. So sort of familiar with what is inside these things. Here's one engine half. Of course, the engine and transmission, rear end area, all of this, they were all one piece pretty much on the tractors. Here's your other side of it right here. This would be your cab door. Some of your engine components right here. A lot of this is engine stuff. Maybe a couple pieces on the interior, but majority of this, here's some of the 3D hitch items right here. So like I said, not a lot of detail parts to this thing. It's fairly simple and straightforward. Here's another loose piece right here. We'll put that right there. Again, here's going to be your cab top. This is going to fit on top of your cab. Of course, your hood. Here's your front area where your radiator would go on the back side of. This is the front of the tractor. Of course, here's your radiator stuff. Here's part of the suspension, steerable front end. More of the engine part right there. It looks like the oil pan. Here's the steps to go on the cab right there. Again, part of the 3D hitch right there. Like I said, not a whole lot. There's another part of the 3D hitch right here. Like I said, again, fairly simple kit. I know I keep saying that, but it's just not a whole lot to this one. Let's see here. On this black tree right here, we've got more of the radiator. Right here is the exhaust. Comes up off the motor, comes up. Exhaust stack and all. Fan blade, more of the engine stuff. Looks like some pedals right here for interior. Let's see, and here's your interior, sort of what would be your dash, column, your gauges, fan belt, pulleys. Here would be all your levers and all your stuff to operate the tractor and the 3D hitch that would go on the interior. Again, some more of the engine components. Probably the engine and a little bit of the interior has the most stuff. Steering wheel. Some of these little pieces, I'm honestly not sure what they would be. We'll just have to do it when we get into it. Let's see here. The yellow tree in this one is just strictly the wheels pretty much. A couple little pieces right here. Again, I'm not sure what they are. Here's the axle. The rear axle. But like I said, everything yellow. There's the seat. The rest of the seat goes up there. That probably wouldn't be yellow in the actual tractor, so we'll probably paint that something else if we do the kit. But anyway, that's that. We're going to take a look at the tires real quick. There's 2 rear, of course, and 2 front. The front, of course, is all the smaller one. Not a lot of tread to the tractor tires unless you got optional tires for different things you would do on the farm, but just your standard tire. It's got 3 ribs on it right here. See if you can see it right there. Yeah, and sort of pretty good rubbery. They're not good and rubbery, but they are fairly rubbery. Like I said, the Goodyear tire for the back. Just typical tractor tire. I know there's a lot of questions sometimes when you do these tractors whether this seam should be, the mold seam should be sanded off or not. Actually, most everything I do, whether it's cars or whatever, I do like sort of it's just right off the showroom floor. So a lot of these tires like this on tractors and all would have a seam right here. I know some of the motorcycles actually have a seam where they, if it's a new tire, like a racing tire or something. But a couple tractors I've done, I actually leave this seam, and I'll put a note on the judging sheet if I show it that this seam would be there on a new tractor. So anyway, makes it actually a whole lot easier than having to try to sand it off. Real quick, the glass, again, I'm not going to take the glass out. Front windshield right here, all the side glasses and rear glass for the cab. Other than that, you got a few marker lights. Might be a couple things on the interior, but most of it is marker lights. Not much as far as marker, maybe on the back side. So anyway, not a lot to the glass. Show you the decal sheet real quick. And as you can see, we got the John Deere emblem, which goes up on the front part of the hood. That would just be sort of like the emblem on the front of the hood, of course. Here's the triangle shaped warning sign, so if you're out on the road, people can see that. And then here's your two-piece to make it up on the hood, the John Deere. Like I said, one piece will come around and meet the other side. It comes off the other side. So, like I said, not much as far as decals. Instruction sheet we'll look at real quick. It's fairly simple. Again, let's see, we're going to open it up here. Step 1 and 2, they're actually putting a couple steps per box on this thing. So you start with your basic radiator build, 3 pieces for your radiator. Here's your air filter, mounting on the inside of the hood. Well, the front section of the hood, the front end. This would be, of course, the outer part of the outside. Here's the inner side. Put your air filter. So you come down here to step 3. Try to hold this sort of odd holding these AMTs. So then you start putting your 2 engine halves and rear end halves together. Start putting in the part of the 3-point hitch. Of course, your axle goes in when you put the 2 halves together. Down here it shows putting the rear tires together. And then, of course, your front tires right here. So anyway, that would be your 2 rear tires and your 2 front tires with your wheels in it. Let's see if I can fold this around, be a little bit easier. Then we're going to come over here to step 5 and 6. We're just going to start adding the rest of the 3-point hitch to the back. Start adding the exhaust and the exhaust stack, exhaust manifolds and so forth to the engine. The starter, come down and add the manifold on top. Start adding the separate pieces on the engine on the side of the engine. Fan, the fan pulleys, fan belts, front water pumps and so forth, oil pan. That's step 5 and 6. Step 7 down here, we're going to start adding the front radiator, and the front end of the tractor. A couple of support bars that go on the side. This would be part of the framing on the actual tractor. Let's see here. We got a toolbox right here where we're going to add. And let's see here. Come over here to step 8 and 9 and 10. This would be part of the front suspension. All the bars and all, and the sway bars. The axles, all that for, and then mounting the whole unit to the tractor. And let's see here. Here we're going to add the battery box and the step, both sides. And let's see here. Come down here to step 11. We're going to put the cab together. Of course, there's the cab top where we talked about the base cab, the hull of the cab. Adding the glass all the way around. Here's the marker lights where we talked about. Was on the glass tree. And let's see here. Here's the door going on the tractor. Like I said, it's an operational door. So fits on a little hinge right there. Down here in the corner it shows you that. We come over here to step 12. And we're going to add the lights on the backside. And here's the support piece for that decal where I was talking about, the warning decal if you're out on the road. We're going to add in the seat, the interior gauge section and all, the dash if you want to call it. Here's your pedals, your steering wheel. Here's the lever section where it goes off to the side. And over here, step 14, we're going to drop the cab down over the interior tub and then drop both of those down onto the frame of the tractor and so forth. Windshield wipers go right here. And let's see here, let's turn it over to 15. Rear tire adjustment. When pressing the rear assembly into place, note the thread pattern. So anyway, it just shows you how to center up your tires on your axles. And let's see here, come down here, step 16, put in the 2 up front, the radiator grills. Of course, your radiator's in here, and of course you're going to drop your hood down right here, showing where you drop your hood. But these two sections right here are just grills, more or less, to help for the cooling and all of the radiator and all. We're going to put the tires, front and rear tires on, and then it talks about applying the decals. So like I said, not much to this kit, fairly simple. Flashing looks to be pretty good on none of the parts. There's not a whole lot of flashing, just a little bit of cleanup. I think everything's going to be good on this kit if I ever decide to do it again. So anyway, just wanted something different today. I know it's not a car or a race car or truck or nothing, but just something different for everybody to look at. So anyway, we're going to call that a done deal on this one. I've got a video probably coming out hopefully sometime this week with a update on my 69 Camaro for the USAC build. We're coming along pretty good on that, and I'm going to do an update video probably showing where we stand with that. But with that, appreciate all the subs, the thank yous, the thumbs up, comments, and let's get building.